No one wanted to give me a chance back then.
Very excited right now. I'll tell you exactly what's gonna happen right now. Back day, but here's the thing. It's just pull-ups. I'll tell you what that means in a second. Basically, I'm not doing any deadlifts today or any farmer carries. You know, actually, I started really liking this day, actually. The only reason why I don't like this day is because I take a lot of time on this day. I'm at the gym for really long, maybe like over an hour, 10, maybe sometimes. I moved the explosive movements, but I gotta add them back soon. My knee was messed up, and you know, doing explosive sprints hurt my knee. So I'm like, all right, so I shouldn't do any explosive movements then. For a little bit, it's a little cold right now. Oh my god, I shouldn't have worn shorts. I wanted to wear shorts because, you know, in the gym, you know, last time I wasn't wearing shorts. I was just wearing sweatpants, and I was feeling a little off when I was lifting, so I wanted to wear shorts again to get back into mood. I don't know why. For some reason, for me, if I wear shorts and some shirt, I actually lift better and on my leg day and stuff like that. I actually lift better in shirt and shorts and sweater. I don't know if there's any science behind that or something like that, but I live better. So maybe next time on chest day as well, I bring a sweater initially, but then I take off the sweater and wear a shirt. So maybe that's the move. Most people do that anyways. I don't know why I wouldn't do that, but I think at least. I'm not too sure, but right now I'm not gonna be doing a crazy. What I'm gonna do is weighted pull-ups and some more pull-ups and some dumbbell rows, and that's gonna be really it. So it's not gonna be too long of a workout. I wasn't even supposed to really train today. This is more like because I was trying to skip the deadlifts and farmer carries because of my knee. I want to make it fully better this weekend, so I was skipping that. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, like, even though the deadlifts and farmer carries require the knees, like, to walk with it, you know, you gotta use the knee support. And, you know, with the farmer carries, you're using your whole body. Even though it felt easy last time, you know, it's still putting a lot of weight and pressure onto your knees. So I feel like I gotta get rid of that for a little this week at least, and fully get it better. I didn't really train too much with legs, and yeah, maybe I'm not even gonna do any other movements at all with it at all. So right now, even though I don't have any legs right now, let's just say, for example, my legs are chopped off. I don't have any legs. I still have the ability to do pull-ups right now, so I'm gonna use pull-ups. You don't really use legs for pull-ups. I mean, I don't really know. Some people do their CrossFit pull-ups, and it's you know, whatever. For wrestling, I feel like maybe some people do it, you know, to get that extra pull-up. You're trying to move the body, really. That's what some people were saying as well. Some people were in my comment section saying for pull-ups that your pull-ups are bad. Your pull-ups are bad. Like, because I was he was saying that, you know, I was doing the close, like, I used to do pull-ups like farther out. Like, I used to have my arms farther out, but now I bring them a little more closer. So it looks like a I forgot what it's called. I think it's like chin up, I think it was. So it looks like a chin up, and like dudes would be in my comments saying, one dude was like, oh yeah, that's a chin up, and maybe he was right, but I mean, it looked like he's like, if you bring your arms, like, you gotta bring your arms closer for a full pull-up. And I told him that, you know, I'm not trying to get he said for muscle growth. I'm like, I'm not trying to make my back look better. I'm trying to, you know, move my body more. And that's the thing really for my lifting. I really just try to move the body more. But the Zercher squat as well, this is why I keep getting to my head, because like I feel like I gotta like remove the second rep, because the first rep looks really good, but the second rep looks like my back's leaning forward, and almost every single comment's like, oh yeah, ego lifting this, ego lifting that, you're gonna break your back, you're gonna not be able to walk, you're not gonna be able to do this. And it's boosting comments, but it's negative comments, which actually affects my image a bit. Sure, like, some people do like rage baiting and stuff like that to get some comments, but this is like not gonna really help too much. I mean, like, when I get like more bigger and stuff like that, then maybe I can do more. Now I'm just exposing my planet, so I'm not gonna do that regardless. I probably am gonna do something like that later on. I'm probably gonna do some ego lifting, of course, because I'm trying to be one of the strongest wrestlers. And for wrestling, you know, you need to have a ton of strength. I have a ton of strength at a young age. The Zercher squat though, I gotta stop putting the second rep in, because now, let's say for example, coaches and stuff are seeing that, because, you know, as well, it could help me out with recruiting. I'm probably not ever transferring. I don't think. I probably think I'm gonna stay here and really focus on my coaching accounts, because that's also something I really want to focus on. I'm not focused fully on wrestling. I am, but I'm also focused on weightlifting and on my coaching accounts and really having a positive impact. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do just set the next generation, like, give the next generation some motivation and hope, really, that like you can come back from anything. because we're in a generation right now where everyone's lost. Let's be honest. Do I really think my content and everything could get pushed that much? Maybe. I've never seen a story like this before. I wish I had something like this. So like, all right, I'll do it. I never really thought I would ever get to this point though. Even though I worked so hard, I never thought I would get to wrestling in college. I never would. Let alone wrestling against some of the best guys in the country. I saw as well a video of, oh my god. Remember I was talking about that video of that D3 guy who I wrestled? So on my For You page or something like that, or on my feed, whatever it's called, when I was just like I was trying to scroll past to see one of my coaching videos. It had the college, because I think the college has been viewing my profile a lot. The college that he wrestled for, their college has been, and some of their team has been viewing my profile a lot recently. So their college actually came up on my feed, and it was a video of him. The video got like over like 10k likes, and a ton of views, like 100k views. I think like over 50k views at least. I think I didn't check the views, but it was a high amount of views, and it got like 2,000 shares. And I'm like, wait, what's this about? And I see the video, and I see him like in overtime lat drop the Twirly Kill on his back or something like that. I don't know exactly what he did. He did some sort of weird thing, and like he like flexed, like he like sort of like, you know, was getting hyped up, and his muscles and everything were popping off like crazy. His back was like popping off crazy. I'm like, wait 1 second. This is that same dude. No, but he was like still crazy strong. I'm not hating on him, but the lighting kind of carried him there. Let's be honest. The lighting has been crazy for me as well. I had this one in that first ever tournament. The lighting went crazy. I was looking back at my pictures, because I was also the carbs and everything. Like I was cutting a ton away, but I was looking at the pictures. I'm like, I've never seen myself looking this strong in my life before. Wait up 1 second. But I haven't actually weighed like lean at 184, and I think like 2 years at that point, almost 2 years, almost like a year and a half almost. So that made sense. I just wanted to challenge myself, really go to wrestle 184, to be honest. And also 197, you know, people are a lot more bigger and stuff like that. That's an issue. Except when I was wrestling that guy who was ranked. And clearly, you know, he kind of took it personal, the fact that he had bad last season, because, you know, he's looking very, very good for from what the video, from that one video that I saw, he looked good. And he won MVP and everything, the whole thing at MVP. I'm not tracking this dude, so I don't know what he's doing. To be honest, I'm not ever wrestling this dude again unless I transfer back. I make a surprise transfer and I transfer back. Either way, I don't think they're gonna take their starting team to their dual meet that we're supposed to wrestle at. They only did that because it was like more bigger teams. Now it's New England, which I'm not too sure how their wrestling team is. I never even heard of them in my life. To be honest, I haven't heard about most wrestling teams. It's not like I'm not saying, oh yeah, I'm too big for them. To be honest, I'm not. I would be lucky to even like have their coaching I had their coaching respond to one of my emails if I ever emailed them, but I don't even know most D1 wrestling teams. I don't even know most teams. I didn't even know there was an Iowa State and Iowa Hawkeyes. I didn't even know there was a difference between them. I just figured that out recently. I literally do not know a lot of stuff about the wrestling thing. I just wrestle them. I started wrestling in 10th grade. I was not even a fan. I didn't even watch any college sports. I only started getting into a little bit of a college, getting into the college sports scene in my senior year a bit, like watching this college wrestling, but that was really it, a little bit. I never ever paid attention to college wrestling, and a little bit in my first year wrestling in college, I was a little bit, but not really too much. I don't really know too much teams. I know the teams from New York, some of the D3 teams, that's it, because I was doing the recruiting thing. I was emailing almost all of them. None of them responded, only one of them responded, and I was actually hyped up about them. They actually invited me to their place, and they invited me to their recruiting dinner thing or whatever it was, and I didn't go, and I got rejected from the school, so that was the last time I ever heard. No. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't have a lot of teams. I had D3 college actually email me saying that they wanted me. That was so weird. That was the only like NCAA team that wanted me. They were a new D3 team. They were looking pretty good. They actually emailed me saying that they wanted me. A couple of NAIA schools were emailing me, and that was cool. A JUCO team emailed me. I think one or two. And yeah, I didn't really get any offers. This is all I really got. The only reason why I think I got the offers was because I put on my the website thing that I had like a 3.8 GPA or something like that. I meant to write a 1.8. I don't know why I put 3.8. I meant to put 1.8 and put 3.8. So all the colleges were like hyped up seeing me, but you know, I had a 1.8 GPA. I was not getting accepted into most of these colleges regardless. So yeah, that was my whole recruiting process. It was a nightmare. I actually called the first team I ever called was Niagara Community College. I actually wrestled against their 197 starter later. I had my torn elbow and he beat me, but that was the first college that I actually entered a call with, Niagara Community College. I was very shy when I was calling him. I was like very quiet. I was like, yeah. I was like very. I was trying to hide it from my parents. I didn't want my parents to know that I was calling college teams because they didn't want me wrestling in college. So I had to do the whole process in secret. Actually, I did the whole thing in secret because they didn't want me wrestling in college. Like, no, you're not wrestling in college. You did all this work in high school and you just failed. You're not wrestling in college. They said, oh yeah, you're bad. You're not gonna make it. Which they didn't mean it to dishearten me. They just said that yeah, you're probably not gonna do well, and because all these guys are doing much better and everything. But I always had that belief. I'm like, I could do it. I believe that I could have had a better high school season if the things didn't happen, whatever happened that way. And like I told myself in my head that even though I didn't place in the state tournament, I'm all state. I did this. I did well. Even though I didn't, I told myself that, and I believed it. And yeah, I did. That was the first team I ever got into a call with. The second team I got into a call with was an NAIA team. I didn't even know what division they were at the time. I saw them wrestling at D1 team, so I asked them, what division are you? Like, they wrestle in a couple, but I think sometimes D1 teams dual meet against NAIA schools, but they, we call it, yeah, they called me, I think it was called Christian, no, it was like Christian College, I think it was, or, and they actually offered me a $20,000 scholarship, which is actually crazy to think about. Then I told them about my grade situation, and they're like, they're kind of like getting a little, like, a little off by it. But yeah, they offered me a $18,000 scholarship. This is crazy to think about. I'm literally a guy who did terrible his senior year. Like, he didn't place in the state tournament his senior year. So I was like pretty thrilled with it. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? And I never told my parents about it. The thing was with the school was I still had to pay $23,000 to go there, $40K tuition, which I don't think sounds too bad. So $23,000 doesn't sound awful. I feel like maybe I thought it was looking back. So that's why I never told my parents I was trying to get more money, because they said unless you go to a school that's under 10K, you're not going to college. The reason they said this is because they knew that no college was going to take me under 10K. So that's when they finally agreed to it. But yeah. So yeah, that was my really whole process. I didn't really get any colleges. That was I think I only entered 2 calls ever. And I messaged a couple coaches. They kind of ghosted me after a while, some of them. And I'm also, what you call it, that other college, yeah, I never called them back or anything. I emailed them, I think, one time, and they didn't respond to me. So I don't know what happened there. So I think I emailed them or some other college. Some other NAIA school emailed me saying that they wanted me a couple months ago and stuff like that. They said they would offer me some athletic scholarship. I emailed them back, they didn't respond. I actually emailed them like 2 times or 3 times. They had a decent social media following. They had over 1,700 followers and 20 following. I'm not too sure how legit that was. Maybe they bought some of it, but I don't even know. They never responded to me. They have some good wrestlers, and yeah, that's really it. I didn't really get too much offers or anything. I literally had like 2 schools email, like 3 schools ever email me. I literally had nobody really wanted to take a chance. No D1 team was ever going to take a chance on me. They did not want to take a chance on me. And most colleges, even the D3 colleges, didn't want to take a chance on me when I emailed them. So I literally had nobody in the beginning. And it was hurt a little bit, but I believed in myself. And I had to beg the college that I wrestled for last year. So I had to beg them. Like, I literally sent, like, every single day I kept on sending out the prospect athlete form, whatever it was. I kept on doing it every single day. I emailed them. I texted their coach in the beginning, and he was texting me, but I think he texted me back, and no, I emailed him, and then he texted me. He asked me, like, he's like, are you an all-county wrestler? And I told him no, and he didn't respond to me. Then I sent him a long message, and then he said, I'll text you back on Monday. Never texted me back. And I emailed the other director and all the other coaches at least like a couple times. Finally, another time I was like really showing passion, so he actually gave me a chance. He said, I hope it finds you well, and he actually gave me a chance to hop onto a call and actually take me onto the team. Which I'm not too, like, they just took me onto the team, so I'm like, that's sick to see that. But I'm like, did they really believe in me? Because no one knew my name. No one knew anything like that. But I showed that, I just came out of nowhere and just took the starting spot and really showed my worth and showed that I can hang around these ranked college guys without no one in high school even backing me. No high school coach ever said, "Oh yeah, he was good, he was this or that." Like no college coach helped me in the recruiting process at all. So that kind of sucked. I don't think they helped too much. I'm not too sure. I have no idea because I didn't have anybody help me out. I just did the whole thing on my own. But yeah, maybe I could have got to a better place. And maybe this year as well. Maybe because you'll see some athletes. They'll be like decent athletes, but they'll get into a crazy good college because they have some connections. But for me, like a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, it's all about connections and stuff like that." But I'm living proof that literally I had no connections. I had nobody supporting me, and I just did it. I started off at 260 pounds in my end of ninth grade year. I didn't start off exactly 260 pounds at the end of ninth grade year. At the end of ninth grade year, started for like 240. I was 260, like my heaviest during February, January time. Dropped a little bit of weight throughout that time, and then I started off at 240 in the summertime, went all the way down to 195 by November time, by the wrestling season. And by the end of the wrestling season, I was around 180 something, like maybe 181. And then I dropped all the way down to 170 by the end of my 10th grade year. So I was like, by May time, I was 170. So overall, I literally started off from nowhere, from like literally the bottom, came out of nowhere. And I feel like a lot of these coaches at the beginning were rooting against me for that reason, sort of. But like, oh yeah, he can't make it because no, it's never been happened before. So I was the first. This is the thing with a lot of these athletes. That's why they hate their sport, because the coaches ruined it for them. And the coaches did ruin it for me a bit in high school. They made it all about themselves, and that ruined it for me. It was all about, oh yeah, what title can they win so they can boost their image. It's not about the individual wrestler. Because none of the wrestlers on the team actually cared about the actual team awards. And we didn't win anything. We lost. We didn't even qualify for a tournament that we were supposed to, quote unquote, win and be. I don't know. So, whatever. I have to go lift right now. I can use some of this knowledge I have now as motivation or something like that. But yeah, that's it. And yeah, here's some of my pull-ups right now, weighted pull-ups and everything like that. I'm going to start doing a little bit of these voiceovers on the lifts and actually include some of the lifts instead of just, cutting it out, so I can actually include my numbers a bit, because I have it in the daily videos, like in the daily journey videos. So might as well just include it in the daily long form videos. That also would help out, as it continues to grow more and more, then I can actually like speak while actually like doing it. But right now, I'm in a commercial gym, so I think like if I get into a more different gym later and stuff like that, I'll do that. But right now it's more of a crowded area and stuff like that. And yeah, it's very hard enough to record because you get looks, and sometimes like a lot of older people there. I'm not I lift like around like early morning, late morning to like early afternoon. I'm gonna start going a little earlier, but yeah, this is my whole lift right now. It was pretty nice overall. I did some dumbbell rows as well. I did 125 pounds for 9 reps, I think, after this. And I did some, what else did I do with this? I did pull-ups, dumbbell rows, some leg curls, and I think some farmer carries I did before in deadlift. So yeah, that was really it. What a blessing it is to be so young and be so, being able to lift, be able to do anything really, just an incredible thing. A lot of people don't really care, like people take this stuff for granted. Some people are like, oh, I hate waking up, I hate, being able to go to work, I hate this or that. But like, if you're in a hospital bed and now you can't eat any food, let's say you're eating food through a tub, like a tube or whatever it is, and you're like, not having the best situation. Let's say, for example, now you got into a car accident and now you can never walk again in your life. Like, you didn't even care about walking before, but now like it's taken away from you, so now you care so much about it. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing about this time right now, but the time I'm in right now. Right now, everything I'm doing, I'm working so hard, and I'm not really seeing too much results. But that's not a problem, because I'm only 7 months in. I got over, let's say for example, if I'm lucky, I got the next like 10 years to, let's say for example, the limited time I have before I graduate college. I have around, let's say if I get lucky and I make it to the next 2 years, I have at least 2.5 years left of having the chance to produce content. If I make it, I'm still here. You never know what can happen one day, but from the time I'm here right now, I have the opportunity right now to produce content. I have the opportunity right now, and I posted this morning, and the views, everything, I think I did decent, but I didn't really get too much, like, any followers, stuff like that. It's early on, so, into the other accounts, the other coaching accounts, almost like 3.5 weeks in, so they're not too far in, so it's still a long way to go, and just gonna keep growing, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of the wrestling community in my area are watching me now, which I don't know what they're thinking. Maybe they're laughing at me. Or maybe they're actually being like, oh yeah, this is an incredible story, the fact that he's doing this. Who really knows what they think of me? I was trying to see if that kid was also recording his car. I feel like everyone's... I looked at two people's cars, so I was telling them recording. So maybe this is more of a common thing now, people are recording their car. But they don't... Most people do it, like, have the whole setup and everything. I don't know how to set up. I just placed it on my... Speaking of setup, my thing was a little off. So hopefully the camera wasn't... Maybe that messed it up. Who knows? Maybe it was perfectly fine the whole time. Maybe I'm overreacting. Who knows? But when I came here, it was really windy and very cold. Now it's very hot out, so pretty interesting change. I have no idea what I'm gonna wear now because now it's so hot. I gotta check the weather. I gotta see how much time I have to make content. Because now, look at me right now. My time limited now. I took so late because I was recording videos in the morning, and now I have to do at least an hour and 20 minutes of free time, and I only have an hour, so I gotta speed the process up today. And yeah, that's gonna. I mean, I can be late to the class. I don't really care about class. I care more about content. And you know, right now, you know, even like let's say 6 months, for example, like everything sucks where I'm at right now. But give it like 2 years, and I'll be in a much better position. And it's not about speeding the process. Sometimes I gotta tell myself that it's not about speeding the process. It's about taking time. But yeah, right now as well, I'll talk about what happened right now, because you gotta live in the present. You can't live in the future or the past, because you know I'm gonna miss this time right now. You know what I'm saying? I know, like later on, let's say for example, I do get more successful. I'll never have that privacy. I'll never have the not privacy, but maybe privacy, but like I'll never have the, like that feeling of like starting off with nothing. Because think about it, the fire, the potential I have right now, like the amount of like vision I have and like the drive I have right now, I'll never be this age again. So you gotta really be appreciative of it. And so guy, as well, I'll talk about what happened today while I was lifting. So when I first started lifting, I decided not to do the deadlifts and the farmer carries like I said before. So I started off with weighted pull-ups, and I did 60 pounds. Last time I struggled to even get it for 2 reps. I started off and I got it for 4 reps really good. I was really happy about it. I could have got it for more, I felt like. Maybe I could have got 1 more, maybe. I'm not too sure. I think I pushed through it and I couldn't get it. I don't remember exactly. Then the second time I only got 2 reps. It was a little off, the thing. Maybe my starting point was a little worse. I don't really know, but I only got 2 reps, so I kind of sucked. Then I did 6 pull-ups after that, like I was a superset. And then I did 15 pull-ups the first time, and then second time I only did 4 reps. And then afterwards I did dumbbell rows. And as I was about to do the dumbbell rows, my phone died. So I'm like, oh my god, because I can't get into my car unless I have my phone. So I'm like, all right, what do I do now? And basically, I did dumbbell rows. I did 125 pounds before I did dumbbell rows, some guy actually came up to me. And you know how I do that, how I said I was going to do 1 talking a day? So he actually did the 1 talking a day for me. And he came up to me, like cold approached me a little bit. And he asked me, he's like, what's your name? And I told him my name. And he's like, you look exactly like my son, literally exactly like it. And I started doing some small talk, being like, oh yeah, that's like great to hear. And like, and been like, how old's your son? And that's one question I asked him. I asked him what time he comes here. I don't know why I'd asked that part. I was just trying to make a conversation. He didn't really know. I was flying sometimes in the morning. He's a night person and stuff like that. So I think it was decent. I didn't overthink it too much. I just said it, and I was like, yeah, that's sick to hear. I thought, did I say as well? I asked him how old he was. He said he was 26, and I told him that I was 19. So I don't think I looked 19. Maybe, like, you would be very surprised to think that he's 19. You know what I'm saying? Some people think I'm a lot older. Some people think, I don't really know. It's weird to think about, but yeah, I always looked older throughout my time. I don't know why. I think after middle school, when I came to high school, I started looking. I had this huge. I think because of the weight where I gained and stuff like that, but I don't really know. I mean, a lot of the guys, like a lot of the younger guys, are really skinny and a lot more smaller. It's a common thing, and yeah, I started off on the bigger side, but that's sick being able to lift that much. So I'm pretty happy about that. The dumbbell rows felt not too hard, and the weighted pull-ups were good. The pull-ups were good, so it was overall looking good. Then maybe I'll start doing weighted pull-ups right before my practice. you know, maybe that's a good idea to start doing weight pull-ups. Like, I'll do weight pull-ups on Monday, but I'll also do it on Saturday, like right before my practice, because it doesn't affect you too much. Like, it doesn't affect you way too much. I do like one set only, maybe one set. That's it. Like one set of weight pull-ups to failure, and that's it really. And hopefully that'll help me out for wrestling as well. That's a main lift as well. But the thing is, I mix it with farmer carries. Farmer carries is also very important. I don't know how to mix the days, so I'll be training legs on Friday. No, wait. Yeah, I'll be training legs on Friday, so I won't interfere with it too much, I feel like. So it'll be alright. I won't have the greatest recovery all the time, but it won't be bad. So yeah. But going back to that point, either way, I uploaded 5 videos today, transformation edits. I worked hard on it. I kept on watching it over and over again because I'm like, this looks incredible. I'm like, it started off with I used to do push-ups on the bathroom floor because I didn't want to be seen. Then it switched to 260 pounds, never did a sport. Then it switched to proof that I think anything's. I did different ones. Then I'm like proof that anything's possible, something like that. And then I switched to 170 pounds lean. And then I switched to what's the last one? Then I switched to me Zerker squatting 355 for reps. And then afterwards I switched to me wrestling against a top 10 D2 wrestler, ranked wrestler. And I thought that was really sick. And I'm like, this definitely has to go up. And it didn't go too well, I felt like. I mean, it did alright on some platforms. On YouTube Shorts it did alright, but it wasn't really converting any followers or anything like that. And I mean, it's just one day and one upload, but I don't know really. Maybe I was expecting a lot more, but still, it's one day, so who cares? You know, at the end of the day, you know, some people have to re-upload their posts like 1,000 times in order for it to go viral. So, and you know, it's all these hooks and stuff like that. I don't even know. It's annoying. I thought I had a good hook, and it's like this whole game, this algorithm game, or whatever. It's like, it's whatever. Like 2 years, I'll be a much better place. And the thing is, I'm doing this on 5 accounts, so I have 4 different coaching revenue places. So I'm showing you the whole thing right now. So like when I do become, I know I'm gonna become it. I work hard. I'm gonna outwork the entire competition. I never do any of that bad stuff. I'm literally destroying the competition every single day because I know I'm gonna do it. And it's not just destroying the competition. It's about being the best possible version of myself and making sure I never live a life which I don't like a life I hate. I have the opportunity right now, I have the freedom right now to be in control of my life. Why waste it on chasing random people that don't care about me, or like pleasing other people? Right now, like for example, like this is the thing that happens to a lot of people. A lot of people are judging me. Maybe they're actually being like, oh yeah, this is a sick story because he's wrestling high level competition. It's not like, oh yeah, he's just producing content. It's like, oh yeah, he's like doing jokes and stuff, being like, oh yeah, skits or something like that. I don't really know. I'm actually wrestling against the best guys in the country. But yeah, I gotta go right now. Great day today, alright? Another day of growing, improving myself, being the best version of myself, but I gotta go right now.